BEL AMI? I thought you'd forgotten me.
Impossible.
It's about a bad guy, really.
What does interest you?
Who ends up winning big at the end.
Everything.
By doing bad things.
I'll help him get started.
It's done with a sort of zeal that, like, he's just screwing everybody over.
What's the matter? I believe your luck?
It's pretty torturous stuff that goes on in the story.
I don't mean to frighten you.
Everyone underestimates him, and then he becomes this great sort of social climber and survivor.
I didn't come here by chance.
People don't quite see him coming.
There's absolutely no repentance, and he learns no lesson at the end. And I thought, like, well, it's not really told that often.
He basically seduces powerful women up the tree of French society, mostly connected with the newspaper industry. So he uses sex, really, and their huge attraction for him to get to the top of the pile.
Will you eat a pear, Madame Rousset?
Well, yes, I think I might.
I was really pleased when I heard about it and actually petitioned to take part in it. I wrote to Declan and said, listen, you've got to let me play Madame Rousset.
What have you been doing all these years?
I only just got out.
He leaves the army and moves to Paris thinking that everyone else is making loads of money, so why can't he make loads of money as well? And realizes that it's not as simple and becomes obsessed with the fact that it's just about the people you know and about connections, and because he doesn't have connections, he resents the entire world.
Monsieur, I'm hoping for better luck in Paris. You couldn't have come at a better time. Paris is filthy with money, rotten with it. If you can't succeed here, you might as well lie down and die. Charles sort of basically tries to impress him, show him where he's got to since he left the army, that he's become the political editor for La Vie Française, which is a smallish newspaper, but they have big plans to, or Charles has big plans to bring the government down.
Think of it, an eyewitness view. A handsome young soldier on the frontier, homesick and alone. His adventures, his insights.
The diary of a cavalry officer.
I was quite taken by the conflicts that arise when people start having affairs and what happens to people when they're trying to hide things.
I'm so glad you called.
When can I see you again?
I'll come to you tomorrow.
He, by fluke, falls into a clique of people who are making money, and they all see something in him which he doesn't even see in himself. But it goes completely to his head.
Your article was a success. Write me another. Put him on the payroll for SJ. If you think so.
I think the women, as they're all perceived as nothing really by their husbands and the people around them, they want to acknowledge his adoration, and they really they can see immediately that he thinks they're more special than anyone else thinks they are.
Thank you for coming. You're the only one.
How is he?
I brought him to Cannes to make him better. But I'll bury him here.
My character, she's a woman with a professional interest in life. If it weren't for her time, she'd probably just be a professional woman, but instead she has to be a professional wife.
Do you want to be the man who brought down a government? Or do you want to be a fool?
I very much admired my character, but Kristen Scott Thomas's character is incredibly moving. She plays a woman, and committed and very religious woman, very committed to her marriage, who sort of fools herself and falls in love with Robert Pattinson's character, but she becomes so sincere and she sort of breaks her heart.
You shouldn't have seduced me. You should have left me where I was, a happy and faithful wife. Please let me come with you.
With this film, there is a question, and I think it'll be left up to the audience to decide whether Georges is the kind of person who is capable of love or not.
I am sorry I hurt you. It is worth saying.
There are so many modern parallels. It's about the manipulation of the media. It's about a government illegally invading an Arab country for their natural resources and lying to the people. It's about how the media colludes or doesn't collude with that. It's about sex, celebrity, and it's about how somebody can get to the top with really very, very little talent.
You know, some of the moves and maneuvers they make are just are jaw-dropping, you know, in their kind of audacity, and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe he's, you know, it's like, I can't believe he's doing that, I can't believe she's doing that. Not one of the characters is in any way an exception to that. They're all kind of at it.
Have you ever seen such a host of buck-toothed cretins? Every one a noble bankrupt, all here for Suzanne and her 13 million francs.
There's some pretty low moments. There's so much greed in there, there's so much lust, there's a lot of really nasty passions that are in this story, which is always great to do in acting.